Hello everybody and welcome to my obligatory DC Fandome video. So I know that I said before on this channel a couple months ago, or maybe even a year ago, I don't know, it's been a really long year, guys. I said that I wasn't going to be talking about movie trailers and game trailers that much, but seeing as everything is canceled or postponed for next year, I figured why not cover some of the stuff that happened at DC Fandome, which is basically DC's own virtual Comic-Con minus the comics because it's a dying industry. Anyway, there was some interesting stuff. Some interesting stuff, some not interesting stuff, I should say. I didn't really watch the whole event, mostly because I was busy, but there were just a couple things that I wanted to check out. So I've got about 5 different things I wanted to talk about here, most of which are movies, but I am going to be talking about the 2 game reveals, which are also pretty interesting. So are the movies, well, specifically one of the movies, but without further ado, let's talk about some of these things that were announced. Something to look forward to since everything is canceled this year or postponed. Okay, so first up we have Wonder Woman 84, which looks a lot like Wonder Woman, but this time it's set in the 80s. So I'm really indifferent on this movie. The first one was fine. It wasn't anything special or like really memorable. It was good. It was just whatever. And this just looks honestly like more of the same, which isn't bad, but I'm really indifferent on this. There's really not much for me to say. I mean, they talked about it so much during this. They constantly were having like Q&A stuff, and so what did they show in the trailer? Well, there's apparently some magical stone that can grant people's wishes. Okay, we saw the cheetah, the iconic Wonder Woman villain. She looks like Cheetah, and that was it. So yeah, didn't really show much. I'm not too hyped, mostly because I just don't feel any the thing towards this, honestly. Okay, so next up is the Flash movie that is actually happening. Which seems a little more occupied with what version of Batman they're gonna have in the movie than actual Flash stuff. So as you can see on screen there, Flash has a new costume, but more importantly, that is Michael Keaton Batman in the background. Apparently, there's going to be some multiverse time travel stuff loosely based around the Flashpoint comic, because that's apparently the only thing DC can do with the Flash, um, which will bring in Ben Affleck Batman and Michael Keaton Batman in the same movie, because apparently Ben Affleck's coming back. So um, I don't really know how this is going to work. There's lots of rumors going around that Michael Keaton's going to be the new Batman of the DCEU, bringing back, his character obviously from Batman and Batman Returns. So it's I don't really know where this movie's going. It took forever to actually get made ever since Justice League came out. I don't have much to say about Ezra Miller as Flash because I haven't seen Justice League. I've only seen a few clips, and different director, different style. I really don't know what to expect from this movie, but it has me interested. I'll give them that. Okay, so here we go. Black Adam, featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, also a movie that's been trying to get made for a very long time. It isn't really a sequel to Shazam, but more of its own standalone movie, talking about the origins of Black Adam and also doing some present day things. I think it's going to probably follow some of I believe it's the World War III comic where Black Adam starts a war. I doubt they'll actually 100% adapt it, but I'm sure it'll involve some other superheroes coming in to go and fight him. And we know this because the Justice Society of America, at least some of its members, are supposed to be in the movie, including Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Cyclone, and Noah Centineo, I think that's how you say his name, as Atom Smasher. Look, if Robert Pattinson can play Batman after doing Twilight, this guy can play Atom Smasher. Like, come on, it's not a big deal. And, The Rock seemed pretty passionate about the movie. I think he was making a little a hint towards possibly Superman appearing in the movie. So if it's darker and more serious and stuff, maybe I'll check it out. I think we just kind of have to wait for a trailer at this point. So I'm kind of feeling the same about this as I do about the Flash movie. Okay, so I'm taking a break from talking about the movies for a second to talk about the games a little bit. There are two game reveals. This one is the WB Montreal game reveal, and this one is pretty interesting. All right, we knew that the Rocksteady one would be Suicide Squad. Spoiler alert! But this one, nobody knew what it was. Everybody assumed that it was going to be like an Arkham Origins sequel where you face the Court of Owls and stuff, and you do face the Court of Owls in this game. However, this does seem to be an indirect continuation of the Arkham games, sort of like a soft reboot of what happens, because it kind of picks up where the other games ended. But anyway, basic plot is Batman's dead. Obviously, he's not going to be dead. You know what's probably going to happen is you're either going to have to fight a mind-controlled Batman at the end of the game. I'm calling it right now. You fight a mind-controlled Batman who's mind-controlled by the Court of Owls. You take him down as the Bat family, and he becomes a playable character. All right, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, so yeah, you play as these 4 different characters: Nightwing, Robin, Tim Drake, Red Hood, and Batgirl. And it looks a lot like a leveling up your gear kind of game. And he plays these 4 different characters. It has co-op, and I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm honestly just going to wait for more gameplay to come out because I'm not sure. But having seen the trailer, I think it looks a lot better than I remember it looking. So, because when I first saw it, I was a little indifferent towards it. But looking back on it, it doesn't look as bad. It just looks different. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. It does have I don't know if I just mentioned a co-op, but it's 2-player co-op, or you can play it single player. It'll be interesting. I think we need to know more about the game first. All right, the final game of the 2 games that they showed is Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game. So after 5 years since their last game, Batman Arkham Knight, we finally get to see a CG trailer that says that the game's coming out in another 2 years. Yeah, 2022. I didn't mention Gotham Knights comes out 2021. Like all of the other movies also come out 2021, or maybe The Flash comes out 2022. But so yeah, what do I think of this game? So apparently this is the actual continuation of the Arkham series, unlike Gotham Knights, which is its own universe. Which is weird because I feel like it would work the other way around, where this would at least be in that Gotham Knights continuity because of Deadshot and Harley Quinn being very different from their Arkham counterparts. But it's supposed to play like Arkham mixed with a shooter, so that'll be interesting. You have 4 players, up to 4-player co-op. You have Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang. You'll be able to play in Metropolis, free roam. You can play through the whole game single player if you want. Brainiac is the main villain. You're supposed to kill the Justice League. That's obviously not going to happen. You're going to team up with them. But you've got an evil Superman, so that's never been done before. Yeah, it looks very different from the Arkham games. I'm kind of surprised that this is in the Arkham universe because it just looks like way more vibrant, more balanced, like less serious and stuff. Like it doesn't really mesh well, but I guess we'll have to just see the full game. I know I keep saying that for literally everything that I'm talking about here, that we'll just have to see more, but yeah, right now I think it doesn't look bad. I mean, there's nothing to really say. It's a CG trailer, so I don't know. Okay, so the last thing I have to talk about, because I wanted to save this for last, is the Batman trailer. This, to me, was the best reveal at DC Fandome. It looks, it's not connected to anything. It just looks very, very good. We heard Matt Reeves talk about it passionately, almost nonstop, before he showed the trailer. And the movie looks very, very dark, very grim, but in a good way. It doesn't look like it's overly dark for no reason, but we get to see characters like the Riddler, I think, Catwoman, Colin Farrell, and so much makeup you can't even recognize it's Colin Farrell playing the King. I almost said Kingpin, the Penguin. Yeah, and as you can see right there's Robert Pattinson looking like an absolute maniac. Batman actually has grease paint under his mask, and really long hair, and he looks a little different, but he's also a younger Batman. A little inexperienced, you know, very, very angry, and I think this is definitely the best trailer and the thing I'm most excited for, just because it looks, you know, it's got a great cast, great director. They're very passionate about what they're doing, and despite only showing footage from the first 25%, it just looks really good. You know, it's taking inspiration from some comics like Year One. It looked like there was a little bit of Earth One Batman stuff in there as well. Not sure if that's true at all. And what was his name? Matt Reeves did talk about some inspirations, specifically Batman Ego, which is this comic where Batman is trying to like. I think it's where I'm trying to remember. He's you know he's like basically trying to fight between the two personas of Bruce Wayne and Batman. And you know other movies have tackled this, but I think that this is going to take the most direct approach in that topic. Alright, so that's basically going to do it for this video of me talking about some of the things that I found interesting at DC Fandome, which is actually split into two events this year. There's another event coming sometime in September, I guess, talking about more of the smaller scale stuff. So they'll probably have some things talking about actual comic books, which, to be honest, I haven't really been following much of lately. I know there's stuff with like the three Jokers and the Joker War and the Joker this, and I hope the Batman movie. I hope the Matt Reeves Batman movies don't use the Joker. Honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of them. There's other villains out there, but anyway, that was my thoughts on DC Fandome. Hopefully, you guys found some of the reveals interesting and enjoyed it, and enjoyed some of my thoughts, which basically boiled down to me just saying we'll have to wait till the full thing comes out. But it's true. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like on it, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye. Also turn on notifications because you should just do it. Anyway, see ya.